Are you a generational curse breaker? Because you're not alone. Let's find out. Hello loves, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be about breaking generational curses. Some examples of a generational curse might be poverty, patterns of murder, abuse, gossip in the family, years of living in anger, resentment, health problems, even sexual abuse can run in the family. What most generational curse breakers, if not all, experience is the gift of feeling and feeling deeper. Instead of becoming accustomed to the curses of your family, you feel deeper because you've been gifted a deeper and higher awareness of things. So you are aware of the cycles of the family. And it's not just in your immediate family. What you'll notice is that these cycles run from your mom to your grandma to your great-grandmother, your grandpa to your great-great-grandpa. And if you really look into it, you'll see that it just keeps on going. Because it runs so deep for so many years, it's become the normal to the people that are experiencing it, except the ones that can feel deeper and have enough awareness to see that this is not something they want to do or live by for the rest of their life. Here's some things that you might feel. You might feel very excluded from the family, like the black sheep, not very accepted in the family. People might actually start cutting you off, stop inviting you to family events, important events in their life, and things of that nature. It's because energetically they can feel that you're rejecting their way of life. You're rejecting things like, say, physical abuse runs in your family. You're rejecting the idea that when you get mad, you have to hit people. You're rejecting the idea that when someone's mad, there's no control involved. They can just do whatever they want and you have to be around them. And when you do those things, you reject their subconscious beliefs and their lifestyles. It makes them have to look within their self. It can be very hard to accept that, man, maybe this isn't the best way of living. Maybe this isn't the normal. Sometimes they even have the awareness that it is a reoccurring thing in the family, but that's where they leave it at. You might also deal with spiritual battles. You might find yourself falling into these cycles. You might portray some of the behaviors, but deep down you know that that's not the way you want to present yourself. That's not the way you want to live your life. So it can feel like a spiritual battle, like you're trying to change, but then you're having the same blockage come up because, again, it's a generational curse and you are in the process of breaking it. Because you choose to act differently, the ones that are around that don't choose to act differently might push on their judgments and insecurities and even shame onto you. So say you see that your family is dealing with a bunch of health problems, you might pick up a diet that is beneficial to your body and they might poke fun of it, like, oh, you don't eat meat? Yeah, girl, you need to put some chicken on your, in your stomach because you're going to be la la la, or you're not going to eat my food and la la, you're going to eat a salad instead, like that's trash, whatever the case. Healthy eating is an example, but so can healthy self-expression, showing emotions. If they're not used to showing emotions and you cry, they might shame you for crying. They might shame you for being sensitive, when in general, you have been gifted this type of sensitivity so you can see the truth. Here's some major things to understand as a generational curse breaker. When you start realizing these things and really start working in the path that you're aligned to, you might see that your family is falling apart. Whether that means they're separating or they're meeting you with even more aggression, more rejection. They're seeing that you're changing in a way and growing awareness, and they're trying to reject it in every way possible because you're trying to welcome this new way of living. And people are very comfortable with their norms. And when you make someone uncomfortable, they are naturally going to push and repel away. The human brain looks for comfortability and wants to stay in it. Another thing to understand is that it's not your fault that your family is crumbling into pieces. Everything is disconnected. It seems like it's very unorganized. It's actually in your purpose. So it might feel like, wow, this is all my fault, or I'm adding fuel to the fire, but really you are walking in your path and it's part of your purpose. Another thing to understand is that you might not be able to take all your family with you on this new way of life. Some people rather stay stuck in their ways and you can never force them to get out of it. Some people might die staying stuck in their ways, and that's just a sad reality, but that's not everyone. But I just want to emphasize that you can help, but you can't save them. They have to want to save themselves. trying to push so much help can only make them reject you more. In addition to that, breaking the curse is something that will guarantee to benefit you and the ones that are to come. It will not guarantee that you will benefit the ones that are before you. Now, you can take some of them along with you. Some of them see the awareness that you brought to the table and want to be a part of it, but other people don't, and you can't force it. But know that by you breaking this curse, you are building a new life for yourself and the ones that are to come. It's important that you start spending time away from your family. I'm not telling you to cut all of them off. If that feels like that's what you need to do, then do it. But what I'm saying is that until you can build that strength and that anchor between you and your higher self and your higher consciousness, it can be very deteriorating to constantly be around it because you haven't built that structure yet. You haven't built that foundation yet. You just know you have the awareness. But now with that awareness, you need to build a type of structure that you can stand by and not crumble anytime someone is trying to test you or show you opposite or trying to make you crumble. You really have to remember that at the end of the day, this can feel like a lot of baggage on you, but it really is a gift, because instead of living a life where you let subconscious beliefs of your family from generations and generations before you control your life, you get to create your own. And within that, you have to destroy and renew. You have to transmute and transform. So it's not going to be easy, but when you give yourself grace, you connect, you build that connection with yourself, you remind yourself of these positive things, because again, no one's teaching you how to do those things. Like if your family suffers with lists of health problems, they're not teaching you how to eat healthy. They're not teaching you how to have a healthy relationship with food. This is something you have to grow within yourself. I would say my generational curse of the family, and I don't even like to use curse, but just for the lack of better words, we're going to use it. A lot of anger, resentment, and abuse. A lot of abuse. And another thing that you'll notice about generational curse breakers, they have to speak their mind. They can't hide from the truth. And they're sensitive to these things, so it's important that they don't hide from the truth, because it generally messes with their mental. I've had to stand my ground and say, this is not what I want. I want a healthy relationship with boundaries. And I express these things to them. And some people might think you're just talking crazy. And if they think that, then it's really just time for you to go on your own path. And this relates to my video of having a narcissistic parent and going no contact with them, because sometimes you need that space until you can build enough strength and heal some of those wounds inside, so that if you ever do contact them again or spend time with them, you would have a better understanding, your compassion will be expansive, and the things that they've said before won't trigger you. And that takes a lot of work, so it's important to take that time away. At the end of the day, I know a lot of people say like, you are the chosen, and I feel like everyone is chosen for their own reasons, but in the sense, you are chosen to take this path and learn these hardships so that you can create a life of abundance and love. To understand that you've gotten the very hardship of a childhood to then have an expansive adulthood and more is just absolutely amazing. And when you really think about it, it's a gift in disguise, because it can seem like it's not. I used to always wonder, like, why me? Like, why do I have to go through this? And now I understand, like, this is on my aligned path, and there's things that I need to learn that will help me on my journey of life. And being stern on my boundaries, understanding cycles, and having enough awareness, deepening my self-connection is something that I have to learn right now in this time of my life. And it's just amazing to see that there's so many other people out there, because you're not alone. You are not alone. They can make you feel like you're the only person that understands yourself, but there's so many people out there. And that's why I make videos like these, so people out there that might feel alone in this can understand that they're not, and can get just a little bit of insight from someone that's dealing with the same things. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.